Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are here at Universal Studios because today they just announced all 10 houses, the 5 scare zones, and the nighttime show happening for Halloween Horror Nights 32. Also, I've been seeing that there are a lot of updates to the scare zones already, so we're gonna go ahead, take a lap around the park. Today's gonna be a little bit more brief, and then we'll do a deeper dive and kind of do something a little bit more with the spec map and kind of show you where the houses are kind of predicted to be. But today, mostly just updates, so tag along with me as we show you what's coming here to Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Right as you head into the park, the spec map actually kind of pointed out 2 scare zones up here. I don't think that that's what they're doing. They do have the new Carnival of Oddities, kind of Dr. Oddfellow scare zone that will be here. I don't know if that's gonna be kind of the intro zone. That could be my guess, just because that is the icon this year, will be Dr. Oddfellow from what I am hearing. So Dr. Oddfellow's little carnival thing might be up here up front. You can see right here that the trusses that they have do have a little bit more lighting put on them. The ones underneath, I don't believe are there, so this one and this one. Also the same thing right next door. Has a little bit more on the top, but not on the bottom. So this one here has some lower lighting, and again, I think they're gonna kind of put it up here right as you walk into the park. The other rumor is that Zodiac sign type area, and we aren't totally certain whether or not that's going to be up here or somewhere else. But either way, you can see again, there's lighting underneath on that one. On this truss, there is not, but they are adding lights over here. Again, lights on top of the Universe building here as well. They have so many lights, it's crazy. Look behind me. Lights, 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 lights everywhere. I mean, they plan to light this place up, no pun intended. However, I do think because they are saying that all of the scare zones are going to kind of be incorporated as like one, in the sense that they all kind of play off of each other in some sort of sense. They all have a hand from Dr. Oddfellow, apparently, just the way that they're supposed to be. I think that's what the lighting is basically doing. It's really trying to push you into the next section without totally taking you out of the other. That's just my assumption, total guess, but that's what I'm thinking, is they're doing more lighting to kind of keep you going from zone to zone and keep you flowing without feeling like you're leaving a scare zone and going into the next, but rather going into the next part of this bigger scare zone, one giant scare zone, if you will. As we come up to Hollywood over here, this is what makes me feel like we might be a little bit more Zodiac based here. You kind of have this weird spirally design, but I could also see this being kind of this carnival-esque style, because the way that this is like lined right here makes me think it's like blood, which makes me kind of feel like maybe this carnival's a little dangerous. Don't totally know, but the bottom of this truss is designed, as you can see, some Velcro straps here that are holding that down, and we have our first kind of set piece coming together here in Hollywood for the scare zone. Again, we aren't totally certain which is which yet. They have just been announced. They haven't been pointed out on a map yet. I do plan on doing a little bit more of a deep dive into some of these scare zones, some of my predictions for the houses, not just what we think could be inside of them, but also my prediction as to what I think might be the ranking that people put them at. It's just a fun kind of thing to do. There's no real rhyme or reason that we do it. It's just kind of what you feel your preferences might be. I feel like everybody's houses change from the start even to the end. We do plan on doing some of that, a little bit more technical, not so much of a vlog style. Either way though, we are coming up to the 5 and dime, and I need to show you some new merchandise. Take a look. We have the Exorcist Believer house that was announced, and they do have merchandise for it. So we'll go ahead and step inside. It's always nice to see what kind of merch is coming out. Well, this is actually kind of unique. They have glasses. They didn't have anything other than the hat and the shirt for Stranger Things. I do think they're gonna bring out a lot more merchandise for Stranger Things when the event is going on. We shall fear no evil. And it looks like those are the girls from the movie. It's a little weird that they're coming out with this when the movie's not out, and it's not gonna be out before HHN. So kind of interesting if you ask me. I do like on the back though that they have the Halloween Horror Nights logo there with 2023, kind of like blood dripping. And then on the side it does say the Exorcist Believer as well. That's one thing that I wish they did with this shirt here, which is the Stranger Things shirt. So take a look at this. So the Stranger Things one's fun, and you have it on the arm sleeve. but I like when they put it kind of on the back up there by the neck. So a little bit of a bummer, but I still love this shirt. This is fantastic. Really kind of gets you in the mood to go fight Vecna this year. But either way, this is the merchandise that we are going to see for The Exorcist. For now, there could be a little bit more. So again, we have this white t-shirt and then this glass. And this is the same design that you are seeing on the t-shirt there. And then on the back, it does say Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Very cool. Without spoiling too much about one of my future videos, I will say I'm not really a fan of The Exorcist, and I don't even know if I'm gonna see this one, to be completely honest with you. So that house might rank pretty low for me as far as initial predictions. However, if the house is fantastic, then the house is fantastic. Now, continuing on through Hollywood, you can see that this truss here doesn't have any more lighting to it, but it's not even covered at the bottom. So a little confused why this one isn't touched up yet. However, this could be that kind of connection that I'm talking about. So we're about to go up into the jungle scare zone that has been announced, but right here might be kind of that bridging gap to kind of put you from the jungle area into what could either be, again, the Dr. Oddfellow, the Carnival of Oddities, or whatever this section is going to be, or that Zodiac one. We don't totally know, but this might be that gap that needs to be bridged to basically shift you from the jungle to another scare zone. Don't totally know. Again, that's all prediction. And if you look right here, do you see where this lighting is? It's pointing right in this direction, a little bit towards the jungle, and then a little bit towards us, which makes me believe that's where you're gonna find this connection. Again, I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. You have to take a look at the lights. Where are they pointing? What are they trying to draw your attention towards? Now, I apologize. I think I keep calling it something different. It's the Collection of Horror, I believe, is the area. It's Dark Zodiac and then Dr. Oddfellow's Collection of Horror. I think those are the two names that I keep referencing over in this zone. So I'm saying something else for Dr. Oddfellow. There's a house that's also coming along with Dr. Oddfellow, and then a scare zone. And all of the scare zones are kind of connected to him. So it's going to be a little confusing for the first bit, but once I get the hang of it and I understand what's happening, I'll hopefully correctly pronounce the names. Now, coming up to the next scare zone, this is Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror, and this probably has the most work being done on it. I mean, you can already see right here this giant piece. It's a little Aztecian, to be completely honest, but it's very cool. Also, we have very big lights there, and those swivel. You can see they are on a little joint there that will allow them to move back and forth, which makes me think that you're going to get a little bit more activity with them, maybe moving around, and that could be another way that they're kind of shifting you and kind of pointing you in directions. But this is kind of interesting. So if you look, there are steps right here, which means that scare actors can go up here, they could do little shows, go in and out. I don't totally know. It looks like it's a little crowded back here, but I'm guessing that they're gonna come in and out, maybe do stuff up there, be on display for you, or maybe even like crouch behind here and try and pop out. Don't totally know, but this is a big facade here coming into this scare zone right now. Also, some of these trusses right next to them, you can see that they have pillars then that kind of match this artwork here that we see behind us. So take a look at this. Again, very similar to what we just saw, but this is more just like a straight pillar that goes all the way up. And this isn't the truss underneath, that is the truss there. This is its own standalone unit. There is a lot of music happening right now over on the lagoon, and it definitely sounds like they might be like testing audio. So I wonder if they're preparing for that nighttime show. I heard we're not getting anything out on the lagoon for HHN, but that is again rumors and speculations, so I don't totally know. But it sounds kind of loud for what's going on back there. Now, when it comes to these trusses and the lighting, we do see, again, a few more lights being put up. And again, maybe those wires are actually just wires for lighting. Maybe that's not actually going to be hanging anything from it. At first, I thought maybe they might be hanging like some dangling, I don't know, shrubbery or something, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. Still super confused on what this little truss is. Maybe like a tree branch that's hung over. I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to speculate what this might be. As we start to get things to pop up on it, we'll tell you, but as of now, it's just a weird looking truss. It's seriously crazy how much lighting though is going into this area, because I mean, that's 4 lights right there, and it looks like some pretty powerful ones at that, which I feel like, if you guys remember this one from last year, was a very dark kind of zone where I feel like they're gonna definitely put a lot more lighting effects in here, at least from what I'm seeing, which is pretty exciting. At the end here though, I'm gonna show you a little bit more of that kind of brickwork that we saw at the start, kind of towards Hollywood side, but they have a few more pieces right down here. And here we go right up front. On the other side, you could see this kind of vine work that is coming through here. Definitely interesting, which definitely gives you that jungle feel as you start to enter. And then same thing on the other side. A lot more vine work actually on this one. Take a look at this. That is a lot more over here. Very viney. And it's very cool looking. I love how they make these things look. It's so real. When you get up close, you can kind of tell that obviously it's a prop, but from even like a foot or two out, it all looks so realistic. I love it. But again, the texture on these rocks is really kind of popping. You kind of have that like mossy vibe to it too, giving it more of that older texture. Doesn't seem very clean, which makes you feel again like it's a little bit darker. And that's obviously what they are going for here. So very exciting stuff here in this next scare zone. Nothing has really been said about Springfield. I think this is just going to stay Springfield just like it kind of always does. You can see again, massive lighting going on one single truss. That's what, 2, 4, 6 lights up there on just one unit. I think I gotta go count how many are on the front one. I feel like the one, as soon as you get into the park, has like 10. But either way, there is that rumor of the Megan Horde coming here. Have no idea how that's going to work, but I imagine they're gonna just roam up and down Springfield, maybe throughout the park a little bit too. Who knows? Maybe we get the chainsaw people back again. We have already pointed out that over here in the Simpsons area in Springfield, they did get rid of all of these walls, which is great news, which means the congestion should be pretty limited here. They still do have a little bit here right around the corner, and I'm a little nervous about that, but I don't think that's gonna be too bad. We'll see if that ends up getting finalized before September 1st though. As you are heading towards Men in Black, you will come over here and see what looks to be either the entrance or exit of a queue. I'm gonna say entrance, because why would you put such a big facade here? Because it's not huge, but either way, you have this little truss overhang that is coming right here. So I'm guessing this might be the entrance to something, or it's just a display and maybe just puts like HHN or advertises Peacock or whatever they end up wanting to do. It looks like they added a few more lights to this truss here. It looks like they have 7 of them on this one. That is the most that we've seen yet. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go count this one. This one might have 9? Oh my gosh, hold on. There are 9 lights on this truss here. We are over here kind of by Harry Potter heading into Springfield, by the way, just so you know where this one is. Look at that though. You have 3, 6, 9. 9 lights on one truss. I'm telling you guys, lighting is going to be absurd this year. Lighting up the wazoo. Now we are coming up into San Francisco, and I'm going to guess this will be Shipyard 32 Horrors Unhinged. There is no guarantee. Again, I'm totally guessing, but I feel like they've done themes here before that kind of pertain to the water. A little bit of that nautical theme is maybe what goes inside of here, because they have all of those costumes from last year. Also, are those speakers? Wow, those are some serious speakers right there. Those are large and in charge, and they've got them on all of these trusses here. 1, 2, 3, 4 trusses with those giant speakers. I don't totally remember that from last year, having them on them like that. Either way, there must be some serious sound effects coming into this section here. Oh, wow. Oh, that's like a serious light there. Look at the size of that one. It's like rectangular and massive, unless that's a speaker. As we are approaching New York, I actually need to probably change my mind. I think I told you that the Jungle Scare Zone might have had the most work being done. That was a lie. I totally forgot. There is a lot of stuff happening inside of New York over here for Vamp 69 Summer of Blood. One thing to note though is a lot of it is still covered up. So I'm gonna show you these little huts that are covered and basically show you what I can kind of see underneath them. Right now, actually, if you take a little bit of a close look, you can see it looks like there's wood slats. But the big thing that you wanna see down here is that coloring. Do you see right there? Very bright, vibrant colors that kind of give you that groovy vibe. So I'm gonna show you the sign also right in front of this, which says, "Pardon our dust. We are in the process of transforming our park for Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights." So that's what this is. This does 100% pertain to HHN. And like I said, you can see just a little bit of these crazy groovy colors that are inside of there. And they're keeping it closed off, which either means that they're closing this off until the night of, or there's just a lot of work that still needs to be done inside, and they're just putting this like big structure here until it's a little bit more kind of designed and dolled up, if you will. Here is another one right in front of me, and again, same kind of situation. It is another one of these huts. You can see on the corners, just little peaks of these vibrant colorings that you can see kind of sticking out beyond the tarp. And so we do know what the Scarezone is. We know everything about it as far as like what it's going to be, the theming and such. We just don't know how crazy it's really gonna be. One thing I wanna show you is over here. Obviously the big stage, I'm sure you guys have seen photos of it, but I wanna show you something right here. So if you look, a lot of lights are pointing at the stage, and you look to kind of have a little bit of a camera up there. It almost looks like it's a live streaming kind of live recording camera. So you do have on each of these trusses, you have 12 lights. So that means there's going to be some serious lighting power coming from these portraying behind me. But either way, I just wanted to show you that you have this camera here that is aiming at the booth behind me, which I'll show you. But what I'm finding so interesting is take a look at this. If you come behind, it doesn't look like there's necessarily any stairs or steps here. So we're gonna have to see if they put something back here and close it off. But here's the crazy part. We're supposed to be getting the tribute store right here again in New York. So that could mean this could be super gunked up if there's scare actors moving up and down this. So my guess is that isn't going to be anything other than the display that it is right now, and maybe some stuff on top of this, but I don't think scare actors are going to be on top of this because of the tribute store coming here to New York. Again, that's speculation too. There's rumors. We've seen some little things inside of the current tribute store that kind of lends itself to feel like it's coming back here to New York. It's not totally confirmed, but it is kind of confirmed. Either way, we are looking at that camera and we are saying it is pointed right here at the stage. And we'll come look at the stage now. This is kind of the big kahuna everyone is looking at here because it is so vibrant and so unique. But the big thing about it is it's confirmed. This is a confirmed Scarezone that we know the location of because of the artwork and because, again, Music Fest 69. This can't be anything but Vamp 69. I mean, just look at how beautiful this looks. It just pops. It's crazy. Vibrant colors, really unique designs to it. Very much gives you kind of that Woodstock feel. And it's going to be an interesting Scarezone here for sure. Also, you can see they have hauled out a lot of stereo equipment here. You have a lot of speakers here on the stage. Also just tell you to stay off of the stage. And you can see out front here, they put these here, which I don't think were here like literally yesterday. I think people might have been sitting on it, or maybe they didn't want it touched or whatever. Because if you actually look, see how they have this on? It is just stapled. So obviously I don't want to touch anything, but it is just stapled on here. So anybody could just pull that off and then they're going to have to continuously redo it and redo it and redo it. So again, don't touch this stuff. They put a lot of work into it. It's going to make that experience that much better if it is in full tact and looking good for opening night and just throughout the event. But either way, this looks fantastic right now. And here is just a little bit of that wide angle view. I know it is a little dark. We got here a little late today. We had some prior arrangements for this morning and afternoon, so we are here towards the end of the night. Either way, I mean, this looks amazing. I think when the night is here and all of these lights are beaming, all of these vibrant colors are going to pop like crazy. Loving this Scarezone. I think this is going to be fantastic. Now, this will be my first year experiencing the Vamp Scarezones. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people don't like it. Some people think it's overused. But for me, it's going to be brand new. So I'm looking forward to it. I think all of the Scarezones look fantastic. And even the houses, I'm super excited about the houses. That will be another video. But this is, again, just for the Scarezones themselves. Also, real quick, look at all of the lighting right here. What is that, 14 of them? You got, what, 6 in the middle? Yeah, we have 14 of these lights here. They're kind of coming outward, though. They're not totally pointing at the stage. And then you do have another one right here, and then you have another one up in that corner. Tons of lights. I'll stop mentioning all of the lights, but seriously, lighting is going to be crazy this year. Universal, how do you afford it? Also, here are some speakers attached to the trusses off to the side. Like I said, they have some serious stereo equipment coming into this zone. They're probably gonna be playing some groovy music as they are dancing and slaying all up and down New York. I do want to know, what Scarezone are you looking most forward to? Vamp 69? Shipyard 32, Jungle of Doom, Dark Zodiac, or even Dr. Oddfellow? Which one are you feeling like it's going to be the big winner for you this year? I feel like everybody was really into the candy area last year, and then by the end, I feel like the Deadly Unrest really started to take off. So what are you guys feeling for the 5 Scarezones? What do you think is going to really take that #1 spot? And do you think it'll hold the entire season? Back here by the New York Library, I did want to point out one more truss. Look at this thing. slammed with lights. I said I wasn't gonna talk about them. That was a lie. It was a prank. We are still gonna be talking about lights because it's crazy this year. There's so many lights. All right, let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think this one has 11 lights on one truss. Holy cow. Let me double check. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. Wow. That is a lot. And there is also a lot that are going here onto New York, which is odd because I feel like this is such like a basic display that they put on New York. So maybe they're gonna do a little bit more with it this year. Don't totally know. Also, if you guys want to see more HHN content, please consider subscribing to the channel. It means a ton to me. Honestly, we hit 1,000 subscribers and that has blown my mind. That's what I was aiming for 2023 and we hit it in July. I'm so grateful for you guys. It's fantastic, such an amazing feeling. We haven't even been on YouTube for 1 year yet. But either way, again, if you want to see HHN content throughout the season, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We will be doing updates every single week for you. We will be here opening night. We will give you some tips and tricks. We'll do predictions. We're going to do everything to make sure that you are all up to date on Halloween Horror Nights. I think that's just about it for the updates here at Universal Studios. Again, we will be doing things week to week. I do plan on coming out with more of an in-depth video on the houses. This was just some Scarezone updates. Also, as we are coming by VillainCon, they just announced annual pass holder previews, which is a little unique because it's been in technical rehearsals for a little while. I think that's going to be for the app. I think they're testing out the app, and that's what's going on with that. I think I might go ahead and do a ride really quick. But before I do that, I will say goodbye to you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It was a little bit of a shorter video. I just wanted to show you some of the Scarezone updates. I didn't want to dig too deep in maybe the backstories of everything. I didn't want to dig into the houses. That will be saved for another video. I just wanted to show you what's happening. We'll be doing this every single week, so make sure you stay tuned for all of that. But either way, I'm getting out of here after I ride VillainCon Minion Blast. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.